explain what happened because number one, I had a stroke, and it was from a north-south choke, and it was deep. The first thing I'm going to ask everybody who is listening is, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably love BJJ just like I do. So let me ask you a question. When you're in a choke and you can breathe, are you good or not? Are you going to keep it through it, or what are you going to tap?
Well, I would tell you that for me personally, I probably would. I would just,
What?
I would think that if I could breathe through it and it wasn't causing me any pain, I'd probably try to keep going.
Yeah. Why not? Because that's how we grow. That's why we all love Jiu-Jitsu so much, is because sometimes we do get out of those chokes, and we advance, and we were telling ourselves, that we could get and whatnot. Anyways, so it was the reason I'm here is to explain what happened, and make people aware of this, because what happened to me, and if it does happen, I want people to be aware of what to do, and I want coaches to be aware of things that they can, protocols that they have, because a stroke, the way it happened to me, comes on so fast, and you have to make the right moves, just like jiu-jitsu. So we all love jiu-jitsu, and it's everything to me. I've been training for 9 years, and so something like this happens. You don't just curl up under a ball and walk away from something that you love without taking a step and analyzing everything. So we were training, and it was just a really solid. Our coach has been working with us on the setups and really transitions, from the back and finishing from the back, and we are becoming experts. He is an expert, and one of those transitions is just very nice to north-south. And I've been working on those forever, and I've never been able. Well, we're becoming technicians. I could breathe, and again, I apologize. It was 10 days ago that I had the stroke, and I couldn't talk for 3 days. I couldn't even talk and say words. So this is, if I stutter a little bit, feel correct.
No, it's totally understandable.
But anyways, it was a north-south, and I had on my left side, I could breathe, so I was putting my my nose up, and I was breathing okay, and I was really waiting for him to transition, and I was like, okay, I can breathe, because I felt him make a couple of adjustments. So I thought he would maybe pick me up and transition to the back. I never went out, but something wasn't right, and I started to slow down. And he, as a good training partner, I never tapped. He just, or if I did, I don't remember. But he just let go. And I remember laying there and feeling like, whoa. And I tried, and everybody thought I'd fallen asleep, but I hadn't. So they're picking up the legs and doing all that kind of stuff, kind of, rolling me over on my side. And I was there, and I was looking around, and I was trying to get my breath. And next thing you know, like, I was on my side, like I just couldn't move, and I couldn't talk, and I couldn't, it was just, I was there constantly. I could see everything. I couldn't talk, though. Like, it was like you were in this other fucking world where, you're looking down, and like nobody understands you, but you know what you want to say, but you just can't say it. Like, I couldn't even hold up my fingers. or anything. But in my mind at the time, I was hoping that, whoa, man, I'm just really, really tired today. Whoa, great stroke, man. But, as the time went on, I started to, get a little nervous, and everybody else did. And, finally they stopped training. And, they were pretty confident that I had just gone out, but that's not what happened. And finally, after just my whole right side like that, I would fall over my right side, couldn't hold myself. Somebody said, we better call 911. They came really quick. They were asking me questions, but I couldn't talk. I couldn't say shit. I knew what I wanted to say. I remember a couple of times, like, because they were trying to figure out, where's the driver's license? Where's this? Where's that? Nobody knew. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I couldn't even point, like, oh, in the locker room. No, I couldn't. It was more of like, and it's haunting if you were there that day, but it's more of like you like just groaning like a cerebral palsy person without any words. So anyways, so what I was saying to a couple of people, I was on an interview with Workout Wisconsin a couple of days ago, and I was telling those guys, I'm like, man, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Like somebody said, like, you definitely got a purpose here. Somebody's got, looking out for you. Because if they would have taken me to the closest hospital that day, more of like my gym, I would die. So they were a little bit down to a different one called Freighter. And it's like a medical college and a hospital, so they got like the top of the line everything. Like that's where you go when that shit happens to you. Well, I didn't know that. Nobody at the gym was like, oh, make sure you guys get on the Freighter. That's where it's a brain injury. He's got to go there. Trust us, or else he's gonna die. No, nobody said that. But one of my teammates after the last interview, she goes, I did hear him talking, like debating, like if they should have taken you to Luke's down the street or Freighter, and they were debating. Finally, somebody said, let's just go to Freighter. It's the reason I'm alive right now. But all Freighter things got me in. Like it was like they took in, and they had a prop. It wasn't like the old. That's where it show house. Sit around, scrap their figure out what caused it. They figured it out. Called out all the hospitals in town, and they found us because I'm in my DG. So they had to rip that off, and I didn't have my wallet, my gear, or anything like that, and I couldn't tell them where my shit was, my driver's license, but luckily, force stopped me through his players, and it was a funny people were just really professional. They are the only place that has a special treatment. It was FDA approved called TPA, and basically what it does is they put a stent up through your whole from my hip all the way to my brain. What happened was what happened? What had happened was the carotid artery on that right side was basically dissected and split, so the blood can't go to the brain anymore, like permanently. So then a clot forms, and once that clot hits your brain, it's only a little bit of time before you're toast or you're not right anymore. That's why time is so of the essence when you have these brain injuries. That's why I'm on today, to let people know what's up, because I've been having coaches call and it's okay, let's step back and let's think about it for a second. Let's figure out our processes and procedures. Anyways, they stent the stint up through my right side. They use they're the only ones that have this FDA approved deal therapy. It's called TPA. Basically goes in, grabs the clot, pulls it out, and then pumps new blood in there, and then hopefully that doesn't do that too much damage. They had me in the MRI. Everything was a process. It's like everybody, it was a people after people with brain injury, just in, so they were pro, like ice cream prawn, it was like, that's what they were, what I mean? Anyways, so here I am. I walked out because of them, and because I'm healthy. I didn't have pre-existing conditions. I didn't have high cholesterol, high blood. I roll every day. I'm a typical that goes in my lumbers. I can, they're just like all the other healthy jiu-jitsu guy. But the damage had been done to my carotid, and there's nothing you can do about that. There was no plaque buildup that we know of. They didn't see it. They ruled it out. They said, healthy guy, healthy numbers. This was trauma, and it's to that carotid. So, then, when you're laying in the hospital, you start to think, I was out the second day. Like, I was in ICU, and I was. You can ask the nurse. I was ready to get the hell out of there. That's just somebody to me. We were talking about it. And he said, jiu-jitsu. It's like you're every day you're on the mat, you're battling. You know what I'm saying? Like you're at war. You're battling for your life. I mean, that's why I think, and that's why they said I was recovered so quick. You know what I mean? It's because of the resilience that resilient jiu-jitsu, gives us, and that's why we do it. So, the first thing the doctor says when he comes to the bedside is, "What do you think?" He said the day after he saved my life. What do you think he said?
What do I think he said? Oh my God.
First thing, and then
First thing, you should probably cut back on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or give it up.
I would be, well, first thing, luckily, he said, "How are you doing?" So
okay.
But second, you stream pros, right? You stream from now, CEO. I just I've been in the ICU before. And I've heard the same thing. At least I was a year during my 9-year journey, where I was during my first couple years. I was 240 pounds. I was on a long list of medication. I'm a life insurance salesman and disability insurance salesman. I've been doing that for 14 years, and this stress and anxiety had got to me, along with my unhealthy eating habits. I had just started doing jiu-jitsu, and was in and out of the hospital for MRSA. And for a whole year, like, I had to go life insurance for my I just had a daughter, my first one, and I got I got a table 1 offer, which means you're like almost dying. And that the same, I kept going. You're healthy. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, they would say. I was in and out. Nobody else in my academy was getting staph infections. Just me. Doesn't make sense, right? So that last time, I remember it was probably like 8 or 9 times I've been out of there, and she said, you can't do jiu-jitsu anymore. And I remember, like, this is only my second year. I was crying on the table, like in tears, like everything tear-faded. But I went to healthy lifestyle, what am I eating in my diet? Like, what am I drinking sodas? Like, I changed everything, and completely changed my everything. So now I went from a table to the soup. It changed my own life insurance to a standard. 5 years later, because I had made healthy decisions. So I didn't stop doing jiu-jitsu. So 5 years ago, I kept going. Here I am today. It didn't kill me, and I haven't gotten staph infections again. And so I'm completely healthy. Come on in, hon. come on in. Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
1 second.
Yep.
No. Yeah, I've got just 2 daughters as well, so
of course.
when you're dying in the ambulance, that's all you think about. But anyways, so I've heard that before, as far as you'll quit, but how I'm like I said, I'm not ready to crawl up under the rock here and quit what I love doing. I have this gym. It's a passion project.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I do insurance for a living, but this is a passion project that I've dedicated the last 3 years of my life to getting going and building a jiu-jitsu team, because I feel so strongly. I've got kids and adults, and we're affordable, and we have the top-notch equipment, top-notch coaches, and I believe that jiu-jitsu does make a difference in people's lives, and so we're so deep into it. Like, we've been bit. All of us have been bit by jiu-jitsu. So, everybody, if the doctor's telling me I should stop doing jiu-jitsu, that means you quit. Braulio's got to quit. I talked to him. Patrick Piton, Europe's highest black belt. He's got I should say highest ranking American or non-Brazilian black belt. He's got tons of schools underneath. So I called him. I said, Patrick, you got to quit. Everybody's got daughters. Hang up your feet. And hang up your feet. What do you think he's saying? And he said,
no way.
No way. So I no way. But he's excited to bar. He and I've been talking, and he's excited to talk about how he's like to implement in his schools as well. Like, that was a top priority, and so. What is true is nobody's quitting this, man, because Chris Martin has karate got accepted. No, and now I also said in that interview I got 2 kids, so I go and they're my daughters. I want them. They have to do and go jiu-jitsu. They need to know how to defend themselves. I see it feels so different, feels so freak athlete. It's not because of their genes. It's because of jiu-jitsu. That's all. You just that's and it's so positive. So I don't tell you this to be a negative. And I want this. I want people, and this is the serious people, like people who really want their children. I got kids now. So the conversation this week was, it's only been 10 days. Dad, 10 people choke. We all can talk about it. The best thing for me was going for a choke. I like chokes. We play choke in the room, choke. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling them this is our prospect. Get to the back, back, choke. Okay, well, all right. How we gonna? I stress this, and they want to go to jiu-jitsu still, but mom and I both are trigger happy right now, or not trigger happy. Do a gun underneath shy. With the kids next, and then if there's other kids in my academy, the kids training with, I'm a little bit gun shy as well. I know that as the doctor, I do need help because I need to find that surgeon, if you do the back, that really knows the brain, because I'm really kind of lost because I want to know what my limitations are, and because I know and just do the back, because I guess I know what I said. I started thinking about how do I adapt my jiu-jitsu. Who am I gonna roll? Think about roll with Peter the back. I haven't figured. I got some ignorant out yet. I've done some ignorant on the mat since I've done some ignorant. I'm gonna go to my foul some ignorant before I'm not a complete idiot. So put it back. I'll tell you right now. 10 days off match. That's all. How it is. But I feel good. My speech is coming back. My handwriting in my right side, because then the whole right side of the body is paralyzed. So, my right hand, my kids now, so we're gonna feel like can't do acupuncture. I have strengths. I can feel much. I just strength out buttons. So like I'm the same guy. I've been doing some yoga, like now bounce. The body is still good. It's the choking, but that's one of my top aspects that really appreciate how it. So the question is now is it choke? That's so like number one is provide awareness. I've done some research in the hospital to say, is this happening? I've seen there's guys in the stories, where it's like it's damn it, and it's like they keep training, kept training, went home and drove home, went home and feel good, all that stuff, and like later that's when the clock hits. So another question I'm looking for is, is there what kind of preventative, say for me, S, C really kind of RENING.
Screening. Yeah.
Sorry, that shit happens. But is there those screenings that we can get? We know our blood pressure and our cholesterol. We can go get a wellness shot or an exam. But how do we test our carotids? Because if we're playing this choke game, chances are, this is the other thing. Like this, if you're still listening to this podcast, the epiphany here for me is, how long has we kind of all trained Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. When did that start out? Like around 1909. I was kind of doing some numbers. I'm like 1909 is when they kind of brought it to Brazil. It was the circus was, they started kind of getting it out there with the circus in 1917. And then really it was then but there wasn't a lot of people doing it. It was kind of like just the Gracies, and like in Brazil it was kind of like keep it secret, like we don't want everybody to know this shit. But then when they brought it to America, and did the UFC in '93, it started to catch on popularity, but those were the OGs that started doing that shit. So it wasn't we weren't all doing it. There wasn't show your rolls. No, and that was in '93. So then I started over at kickboxing school doing this, like the mixed martial arts stuff. They were just getting into jiu-jitsu in about 06 and 08. So that was them, like one of the top schools around. They were just getting into it then, and then that was only what, like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So
11 years ago.
Those were like not a lot of people, like nobody in here in Wisconsin except for a couple guys were doing that. So the popularity here doesn't come until the last few years. So now we got more guys strangling each other. So the ability of strangulation and this happening to other people is much greater now than when its inception was over 80 years ago. So a probability standpoint is we got to protect our necks. No pun intended. You know what I mean?
No, quite literally.
So that's where I'm kind of. I'm still in shock of what happened. I want to know what other schools are doing. What are they doing to keep this from happening? Most of the coaches that called me said, I wasn't aware that this could happen. I mean, I talked to my boy on this phone. I haven't talked to anybody. Did you know that this could happen?
And that's just amazing. I mean, because coaches, you're talking about what, first, second, maybe even third or fourth degree black belts, like serious high level fighters, and they don't
think about it. They haven't seen it. It's very rare because it just doesn't happen. But it's not because I'm weak.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because that shit happens. And it just so happened to me. If it has, I did talk to one of my friends. She's a judo coach. Now she's in Colorado, and she's a medical professional, and she says that she's seen a couple dissected carotids from BJJ. So, if it is happening, I saw a couple dudes on Google Smart. If you type in stroke from choke and stuff like that, there's a couple stories, and it scared some people and shit like that. But it's just like when I had, like you said, when you have people reaching out to you saying, "Yo, I didn't know it could happen," and if even if they're high level people, they hang around with high level people.
Yeah.
So they're coaches, cousin, whatever. Somebody's seen this shit, you know what I mean? And so the question is, I know I'm going to train differently. I know I'm going to train with my teammates differently. I'm just going to seek out preventative health care to figure out if there is ways that we can mitigate this from happening. Because, like I said, we are so knee deep in this sport. There's no turn back. We got fit. We're not going to stop training.
Yeah.
I don't believe any of my teammates have stopped. But I know for a fact they're on the mat the next day. That's how much they love jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? So I don't blame them. So it's like, as a community, what can we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is from a medical standpoint? I want to know what my dangers are now. I've got a stiff neck, so I got something in my neck. I talked on this phone. Can I stop? Can I take a bow and arrow? You know that? How long can I take it for? You know what I mean? Do I not ever play? Do I play with choke again? Do I just look to play position game and movement? Fine, I will. I believe I can make my teammates better by just focusing on movement. But that's not. I want to know. I want to know what my limitations are and what can I do to prevent. Not only for myself and for other academies. So that's really, the last 10 days. That's all I've been thinking about, because that's when that's your life, jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you were thinking about before. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's how I'm still thinking about it. But now it's like, how do I train? How do I train with my people? How do I train with my kids? Because it still needs to be part of their life. I believe that. So, yeah, I don't know, man. That's where I'm at. So I wanted to reach out and let people know what I mean, because instead of responding to every single text, I appreciate it. I want them to just be able to sit back and think about that. Do you know where you're at? But the best, you said, when you have nurses in your area, you know where that hospital is out that has the TPA. There's only one of FDA approved drug like this. So when you're dealing with brain injuries like this, they need it. They don't have time for fight for life. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so people need to be aware of that. Emergency contacts. You have it. Nobody had my mom's number. But luckily, they had Facebook and stuff like that. But it's like, who's that emergency contact? Do you have the driver's license number? From a driver's license standpoint, they're going to be able to call the DMV and figure out who the guy is if you have that on file. Okay? And if you're in the business of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you got people running out of your contracts, you can also then, there's your opportunity to, when those people bail out on contracts, you got their driver's license number. So there you go. You can take them and get your money. But anyways, that's not the reason we do that. But now we don't take, I haven't been taking driver's license numbers, but I am now. Because if it happens, I don't have time. Nobody has time to search, somebody's locker to find the ID that might be in their car. Where mine was in the little thing next to me, because I don't take it into jiu-jitsu.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So those types of protocols, and like I said, what are the signs? Well, the signs to look for, do I see them like signs of a stroke, like for like people like that, droopy face and all that kind of stuff. you should be aware of that, for the time where, there are a couple stories where guys had their, carotids were like damaged over time, and they just weren't feeling right. Like, you got to be aware of that. But the training partners need to be aware. The minute you let somebody, I've seen everybody, pass out. I know the protocol. We've done it a million times. Everybody is so cool and casual when people go out. I mean, I am cool. I see them. They always wake up. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they seize a little bit, and it looks a little scary. I just had a really sick ass blue belt tournament in our gym not too long ago. For BJJ change, and it was funny because you bring the general public into these like prize fights. These guys battering for $500, and they're let go. And these guys falling asleep, and they start seizing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The audience is like, freaks out a little bit. It looks scary, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it doesn't take long. And most of the people that I talk to, and the nurse practitioners, you'll say, yeah, it's not good to be choked. It's, we shouldn't be enduring chokes every day.
No.
But if they do go to sleep for just a little bit, it's not the end of the world. Everything kind of goes back. It's identified. There's not a lot of brain damage. But I don't think anybody's aware of what happened to me. It's like a slow death if it's not understood. If the guy's out and that's one thing. If the guy's up and he's looking around and shit like that, and he sounds like he can't talk, and you're asking him questions and he can't respond, you gotta call 911.
Yeah.
It's gotta be fast. Because that's the brain we're dealing with here. If the guy, where am I? Be aware, but it's a time where the guy can't talk and stuff like that, and he can't stand up, because it comes on kind of fast. If they can't talk, ask them a question. Figure out, I should be able to say, like, what's your daughter's name? Yeah, I say it. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't even get that out. I was trying to, and as time goes on, it's like, I started to forget my daughter's names. So that's all, when you're dying, like, all you think about is your kids. So it's like, I'm just saying, what's her name again? Oh, no. And then like, you can't say shit. So be aware of these signs. It can't happen. I'm going to talk to more coaches. I'm hoping to have a neurosurgeon who loves BJJ, or somebody, minds to family members, reach out to me and talk about this stuff with me. I want to know what my limitations are. I want to know what other limitations are for practitioners. You just want to know, like, we know what the proper procedure is when the damage happens. Okay, we're good. We know our 911s now. Okay, we know to get the driver's license. We know to get the emergency contact. But do we know the contact? How do we mitigate that? We know it's a risk now. It's not like doesn't exist. It's an identifiable risk. I've already established that. How do we mitigate around for those kids? And most of us doing it are not trying to be a world champion. That's a rarity. Those guys are willing to die. They don't give a shit. They'll be back. But a lot of us guys, this is our hobby and our outlets, and it's something that we're not need to give up. Okay, but we need to know the limitations and what we can do to mitigate this.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Basically, you want people to know, first of
all,
you want to know how to get screenings for this. You want to know what we can do. Like, you want people to be prepared in case this does happen at their gym.
We need to be. Especially if we care. I mean, we're so close to our teammates, or like family. When somebody goes down, it's like a fallen soldier. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't happen. But not on our. I've already lost Tor. He was a jiu-jitsu junkie. When I was a white belt, he was a blue belt. When I was a blue, he was a purple. Oh, he beat my ass like a bitch. And he died one thing because he had some back, but it's not because he wasn't rolling jiu-jitsu, it's because he had to stop rolling jiu-jitsu. And that's when his blood pressure and cholesterol and all that shit went up. And his wife his widow will tell you, and anybody, that it's because he couldn't roll jiu-jitsu is what killed him. Because when he was doing it, he was healthy. So the double-edged sword is this jiu-jitsu. It's so positive and healthy, and it saves people's lives, and it saved my life twice. Again, why this first time? Because I got healthier and I overcame obstacles in the arena of internal illness, or whatever you want to call it. And then the second time, I overcame a stroke quickly. Because my body was resilient. Where I can battle through this. I'm so strong. I'm mentally and physically. That's not old Chris 10 years ago would have died. Some back. I was a little bit from back. I was in jiu-jitsu is what made me strong, and that's what it is. It's so positive. We are not going to stop. I don't expect anybody to stop. I'm not even looking to stop. Expect anybody. I just want to make sure that we can grow this thing responsibly, because we should all friends, this community, at least in Wisconsin. It doesn't matter what school you go to. We're all friends. I don't want to see this happen to anybody. In anywhere. So, and these people have families and good people and stuff like that. So yeah, man, that's about it. From that perspective, so thank you for giving me that opportunity to roll out to the community.
Absolutely. And this does need to be said because even though Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is comparatively one of the safest combat sports, it is necessary that people know about the risks, and it is necessary that people are prepared for those risks. So
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. So no, it was absolutely great having you on, Chris.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say? Any last words? Or
Yeah,